Do you struggle with your weight? The pounds seem to have crept on relentlessly over the years, and now you're 30 pounds overweight. How did that happen? Probably through factors like stress, life events, lifestyle, exercise, and eating habits, just to name a few. The problem is, you've already tried different ways to shed the pounds and get back to your goal weight, but none of them really worked. So now what do you do? That's why you need to listen in. In this episode, I want to tell you about plant-based eating and why it can help you lose unwanted pounds without even being a diet. In fact, it may be the most unrestricted diet you'll ever be on. How? Let me explain. Grab your earbuds and join me in this episode. Welcome to the Plant-Based Eating Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Anna Zinn, plant-based registered dietitian and transition coach. Hi friend, do you want to regain your health with plant-based eating but feel overwhelmed and lost about how to do it? Do you feel it'll be hard to change your meat-heavy diet and impossible with working, running the home, or chasing after the grandkids? If so, you're in the right place. Here you'll find simple strategies, clear nutrition guidance, and practical tips to help you thrive plant-powered with more energy. So if you're ready to ditch the guesswork and transform your health the stress-free way, cozy up now with a hot cup of tea or listen while you walk, and let me show you how doable plant-based eating can be. Let's do this. Hi friend, do you want to improve both your health and get to a better weight, but don't know how to do it? You have health challenges, a busy life, and a family to take care of. So making a lifestyle change like changing from years of eating a meat-heavy diet to eating plants can just seem impossible. I've had one client tell me prior to working together that it felt like a steep mountain to climb, and that is what makes things feel overwhelming. Is that how you're feeling too? Well, here's the good news. Moving to plant-based eating doesn't need to be insurmountable or feel so daunting. Let's work on reaching your goals together. I'll help you enjoy an easier and smoother transition to a plant-powered lifestyle. And it doesn't matter if you've depended on meat, dairy, and eggs for all of your life up till now. And it's never too late either to start taking positive steps forward for your health. You can transform your health through the power of plant-based foods. I'll show you how. Reach out to me at healthnow@plantnourish.com or apply for a free rapid health transformation call using the links in the show notes. Let's connect and see how we can work together so you can enjoy more energy, better health, and reach those weight goals. Now let's dive into today's topic. Tell me, do you yo-yo diet? Or have you done this in the past? If so, I'm not surprised. Over the years, I've worked with many different clients and students within my Plant Power Life Transformation course. And for many, yo-yo dieting has been a common experience. You know how it goes. We go on a fat diet because we want to get quick results, and then severely restrict the amounts or types of foods we can eat over a period of time. This usually works initially, and we see relatively rapid weight loss. But then, when we stop that fat diet and go back to eating a more regular way, the pounds seem to return with a vengeance, and then some. We end up at a higher weight than previously and worse off health-wise than when we started. So in desperation, we try another fat diet, only to experience a similar outcome. And so this vicious cycle continues. This pattern of weight loss with rebound weight gain is known as yo-yo dieting. And over time, it not only worsens our weight status, but also our health as well. But why is that? Why are we so sucked into dieting and fad diets? Well, for one, we must not forget how big the weight loss industry is. In fact, it's said to be a $76 billion diet industry. No wonder we see so many weight loss drugs, specially formulated food products, and supplements being sold through multiple social media channels, in print media, on TV, and in stores. So they have the advertising budget, and it's hard not to be influenced by it. And then there are the fad diets. We hear and see a famous celebrity go on one with fantastic results, and then we're intrigued and tempted to try it ourselves. I've seen quite a few strange ones out there, like the cabbage soup diet and the master cleanse, a 10-day juice cleanse consisting of only lemon, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper, which Beyoncé was once on. So it's easy to be lured into trying fad diets, fat-burning supplements, or weight loss drugs because we're desperate to lose the weight. But keep in mind, fad diets are rarely sustainable, and weight loss drugs are not miracle drugs. Drugs like Ozempic can produce weight loss, but only to a certain extent. And to keep that weight off, you will need to continue to take that drug pretty much the rest of your life, because once you stop that drug, the weight often just returns. So the question is there a better way to go about this? And yes, I believe there is. Instead of fad diets or highly restrictive diets, you can choose to adopt a whole food plant-based diet lifestyle instead. Now notice I'm calling this a whole food plant-based diet lifestyle and not just a plant-based diet. That's because there are important distinctions to make here. First, the most healthful way of eating, which is also the optimal way to lose weight on a plant-based diet, is to focus on minimally processed and unprocessed whole plant-based foods, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, lentils, and mushrooms, as opposed to highly processed commercial vegan products. Secondly, despite the term diet in the term plant-based diet, this way of eating is really a lifestyle change, a complete change in the way you view and think about foods in addition to the foods you put on your plate. The way I see it, this is the first biggest benefit of eating plant-based. It is so much less restrictive. Here's an example. Recently, I saw this posted within my community. I'm just starting a plant-based diet. I have a suggestion to help simplify. If you look up the 21-day fixed diet and search for Pick 5, it is a wonderful chart that helps so much. I have been trying to map it to our diet. Can you help? In essence, this lady was asking for help to somehow combine the elements of the 21-day fixed diet to a plant-based diet. For those who don't know, the 21-day fix is essentially a diet and exercise plan that apparently can help you lose up to 15 pounds or 7 kilograms in 3 weeks. It is a weight loss program from Beachbody, a company that uses multi-level marketing to sell products to consumers. This program includes workout videos and a 21-day fixed eating plan. The essence of this program is portion control, using 7 color-coded containers and specific food options that can go into each container. So you will organize your meals for the day according to the number of boxes of each color to have that day. For example, 3 green containers, meaning 3 portions of vegetables that day. The company itself states on its website firmly that it is not a diet. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. But when I look at their 21-day fixed nutrition plan, I'm not so sure. In order to stay on plan, you would need to measure out all your food using these containers, eat the specified number of colored containers each day, look and only use foods from the food group lists, and track your daily container portions on a tally sheet or through an app. Seems pretty complicated and a lot to do to me, just on the eating front. This makes me think of the many other weight loss programs and fad diets I've seen. There's usually either a huge amount of daily work involved to track macros and calories, or they are super restrictive, like the cabbage diet, or require you to only live on specially formulated chips, protein shakes, and supplement bars. No wonder we often can't stay on these diets for long. They're not sustainable for life. That's why I think, compared to so many fad diets and weight loss programs out there, there's so much benefit to adopting a whole food plant-based diet lifestyle instead. It's way more sustainable. It's something you can really follow and enjoy for life. And it can be so freeing too. You don't have to worry so much about the portions if you stick to nutrient-rich but low caloric density natural whole plant-based foods. You don't need to constantly measure out portions of foods to put into color boxes. But because most of the foods on a whole food plant-based diet are low in caloric density, you can actually enjoy and eat way more and feel satisfied while eating less overall total calories in a day. I'm talking here about more variety and more quantity. Think larger portions. And these foods nourish and build up your gut microbiome, which produces secondary beneficial weight loss effects on the rest of your body. Many people also don't realize just how vast the world of plant-based foods is, with hundreds of bean varieties, countless vegetables and fruits, whole grains, and different cooking methods and ways of putting meals together. It really is a lifelong adventure. So for any kind of diet, think about whether this is something you can really sustain for the long term and enjoy as a lifestyle change for life, instead of as a quick short-term solution. And for plant-based eating, the good thing is that you don't need to be so strict on portion control or severely restrict your eating. That's why it can be way more enjoyable. Now let's talk about the second biggest benefit I see from eating plant-based to meet your weight goals. It results in a healthier form of weight loss and will set your body up for true long-term health. Eating a whole food plant-based diet will teach you the right way to eat for optimal health in the long run. Research clearly shows the benefits of a high-fiber whole food plant-based diet, showing how it leads to improvements in cholesterol, blood sugar control, blood pressure, and can prevent and even reverse heart disease. So as you focus on eating this new way for health, you will not only be enjoying weight loss as a side effect, but also building the best health for longevity by reducing risk of future chronic diseases and improving your current health problems. Many other diets out there, unfortunately, are only focused on short-term results, that rapid weight loss, but long-term can have huge detrimental health impacts, such as nutrient deficiencies and worsening chronic diseases. Yes, some people making a plant-based diet transition do experience rapid weight loss, but the majority of people moving to a plant-based diet lifestyle do not. They lose it more gradually, about a few pounds a month, but this adds up substantially over the course of a year or two. And the best part is this. By that point, one would have learned how to eat this way as a lifestyle and will be able to maintain that lifestyle with enjoyment into the future. So if you choose to adopt a high-fiber, whole food plant-based diet, it will not only help you in weight loss, but will truly set your body up for long-term health success. So today we looked at two of the biggest benefits I see from eating a plant-based diet, if your goal is weight loss. First, eating this way is so much less restrictive compared to many other fad diets and weight loss programs. And two, it results in a healthier form of weight loss and will set your body up for true long-term health. Now here's an action step you can take. Give a whole food plant-based diet lifestyle a try. Treat it as an experiment on your own body for at least 100 days or 180 days. What have you got to lose? From all the ways we have seen this way of eating can be good for us, our body will only benefit from this trial and not suffer negative consequences from it. I must end here by saying that weight and weight problems can be a multifactorial issue. This means that there can be so many factors impacting a person's weight and also the rate and ease with which those pounds can be shed. That's why it is often advisable to work with a trained individual one-on-one to achieve weight goals, because this person can better help you troubleshoot when weight is stagnant and identify the biggest needle mover areas that need to be worked on. So if you're already in your plant-based diet transition but can't figure out why you aren't reaching your health and weight goals, let's troubleshoot it together. Reach out to me if you would like my help and support through personalized coaching. I can help customize your transition journey for true success and guide you forward so you can transform your health through the power of whole plant-based foods and reach your weight goals in the most healthful way. Reach out to me at healthnow@plantnourish.com or apply for a free rapid health transformation call using the links in the show notes. Let's connect and get you moving towards your health and weight goals with more confidence while enjoying less stress and frustration. Thank you so much for listening. If this podcast has inspired, encouraged, or helped you in some way to transform your health, I would love to hear about it. Please take 30 seconds to rate and leave a written review on Apple Podcasts to let me know. It will encourage me so much to hear how this podcast has positively impacted and made a difference in your journey towards wellness. And share about this podcast with a friend or loved one so we can all thrive in the best health. Remember, plant-based eating can be easy and doable. See you in the next episode, my friend.